Hi, this is Mommy of Maxie Mommy, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about my C-section experience. Now, the reason I'm telling you is that I know it's a little scary. Maybe for those of you who have never given birth before, those of you want to relate to a funny, well, sort of funny story, I guess, on the way my baby came into the world. Now, I went into labor at 5 a.m. It was super early. I was watching I Love Lucy, and the C-section didn't happen until about 9 o'clock, I think 9:30 p.m. So I was there a really long time and had a really large amount of, very intense contractions before I had my epidural, which, by the way, you're going to want to have that. That was a lot of fun. Love the epidural. That guy's my guy. So the epidural, everything went well, and basically every time I turned, this happened like 2 hours into labor, like my blood pressure was up, and every time I turned onto my left side, the baby's heart rate fell. So all these people would like rush into the room and be like, and then I turned back on my right side and everything would like even out. So after the third time this happened, and I was in labor such a long time and not really going anywhere, the doctor was like, if his heart rate drops one more time, we're just going to have to give you a C-section. We're just going to have to do that. Plus, she'd been there a really long time. I'd been there a really long time. So by this point, I was good. I was all right with having a C-section. My mom had one, so I'd always heard about C-sections. It was, common vernacular in our house to talk about it. And my friend, she told me that she absolutely loved hers because the first pregnancy that she had, she gave natural birth. And things, there were things that happened. There's lots of stitches. So she was very enthusiastic towards a C-section. So I just kind of, in the back of my head, I thought it was going to happen. Well, every time my husband and my mom left the room, this heart rate would drop. So basically the fourth time, they were out of the room, and all of a sudden the baby's heart rate dropped. And all of these doctors rushed into the room, all frantic. That's it, we're prepping her for a C-section. Get her in there. And like these guys came in, and it was like a pit crew of like an Indy 500 on my vagina. Like they like went down and put shaving cream, shaved me up, and it was like done. Okay, but they only like shaved the top, so there was like this vagina mullet thing going on. I'm sure I shouldn't be talking about this on the internet, but whatever. It's part of birth and part of the plan. So anyway, it was like ridiculous. It was like a pit crew down there. Then they were trying to move the bed. They couldn't move the bed for some reason. I don't know. Was it their first time having somebody go in for a C-section? So they finally, like, my husband comes back. My mom is like kicked out because my husband wasn't even going to go in. But then all of a sudden he got these Hercules muscles and was like, I'm coming in. I'm like, all right, let's go. My mom like terrified and upset, but trying to wrap my head around it. I was like, I gotta calm down. So they brought me in for surgery. They put the big drape up, all the stuff you've ever seen on TV. And then, they just get to work. Well, I was all looped out on this epidural. Like, I was totally Facebooking, which I shouldn't have been. Somebody should have taken my phone. So I'm trying to make jokes, but I was so messed up on these drugs that I didn't know how loud I was talking. So I kept trying to just tell my husband that he did this on purpose so he would keep me, like, all good down there. Like, take it out of my cervix or through my belly so that down, whatever. It was a stupid joke. And I couldn't get it out, and I'm like laughing. Now, I did get really nervous. I did get really nauseous right away and wanted to throw up, but that passed. So it was like 5 minutes of me going, I'm just going to throw up, I'm going to die. And they have your like arms out. My husband still insists that I was strapped down. I was not strapped down, but you're like in this Jesus pose. So both your arms are straight out on these like resting things. You're not allowed to touch anything. And then they ask you like if you're numb or whatever. And then like seriously, I think I was in there 12 minutes and the baby was out. And like that was it. Now he had like a little bit of fluid in his lungs, or I don't even know. But so my husband got to see him and cut the cord, but then he was like taken out. So I like got a glimmer. I was like, but I want to hold my heart rate. So then I'm just like laying on this thing. I felt like he was fine, so I wasn't like flipping out too much. And I'm laying on this table, and they're like starting to like put everything back. Now, during the actual C-section, I felt like some pressure, nothing crazy. Didn't bother me for some reason. Like it was like you knew something was going on that wasn't like normal at all. Like you were all kind of like, whoa, man, this is like way trippy, but you got to do what you got to do. So then they were like sewing me up, which I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel anything for this whole time. And they would like made me feel my stomach, and they're like, here, feel your stomach, you're gonna be so thin, you're gonna like wear a bikini. And they like pressed my hand down onto my stomach, and it was like this, like my stomach had been hard for 9 months. I had a baby in there, and all of a sudden it was like this big gooey bubble, like water balloon feeling thing, and I was like so grossed out. I was like, I don't want to feel, I don't want to know, like get me out of here. So anyway, so then they start sewing me up, and I'm like, well, what are you doing? Because I felt like myself moving, but I couldn't tell what was going on. Like, it's a very surreal experience. And they're like, we just frog-legged you. And I'm like, but no, that can't be. My legs are straight. And I could not, like, wrap my head around the fact that my legs were not straight, that they were, like, up like this, and they were, like, sewing my pelvis up and whatever they were doing. And then they start, like, moving you around. You're, like, on this, like, Ferris wheel ride. And I don't know, it was crazy. It was crazy. But regardless, 12 minutes. 12 minutes, all day of labor, or 12 minutes of surgery. I'm gonna go with 12 minutes of surgery. My doctor was like, we double stitched you. And I'm like, for what purpose? And so you can have a vaginal birth next time for your second child. I'm like, I'm good. I'm gonna have not that. I'm gonna not have contractions. I'm just gonna like, yeah, we're just gonna do all this 12-minute thing. So anyway, so the recovery was fine. Yes, it sucks. You can't put socks on because you can't bend over that far. You are sore. You'll be fine. You'll make it through. Get up. Do not lay down. You have to keep getting up, because if you just lay there, it's going to hurt for a lot longer and you're not going to heal as fast. I mean, don't overdo it, obviously, but get up. Get up out of bed. So that is my C-section experience. There's more to that story. Maybe I'll share it with you a different day. It's a little embarrassing, but it's about my recovery time and the nurse, but we'll save that for a rainy day. All right, Max and Mommy, and this was my C-section experience. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.